Who would ever pass up buying a Sonic Blue Cobra? Well, I almost did with this one, and I'll tell you guys why I almost didn't decide to buy this car. Just as a side note, if you are new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would throw me a sub down below and leave a like for the video. It really does help the algorithm out, and it really helps to push the videos more, and I would be very grateful for that. This is actually the first drive with all of you since the Whipple was put on. If you haven't seen those previous videos, I'll maybe put a card up there. But I can't do any pulls or anything like that. I'm still on just the startup drivability tune, so it's all low RPM, no watt pulls, no boost, stuff like that. So no fun stuff today, unfortunately. So as far as the story on how I ended up buying this car, I did a video a while ago saying how I decided that I wanted to get another car, specifically a Terminator. So I started looking around, and basically just marketplace. There wasn't a whole lot of activity on SVTP on the forums at the time, because this was in like December when I really started looking. So I did pretty much like a countrywide search. You can't search all of Facebook Marketplace, but you can search within like a 500-mile radius. So I kept just moving the little area of search, and I found a couple ones that I was interested in, but it wasn't this one at first. The first guy I started talking to had an Oxford White, and he didn't really have it for sale technically, but as I've said in some videos before, I helped to moderate on the 0304 Cobra for sale page on Facebook, and I'm always going through there, and being a moderator on there, I'm on there like a lot. So it's kind of where I was looking to beyond just marketplace, and we have a section that's dedicated just for people that are looking to buy or in search of type posts, because we don't want the whole page flooded with, you know, I want to buy a Cobra, what do you have kind of posts. So within that post, someone had said, I'm looking for a Cobra coupe within so many miles, I think it was Georgia. And the guy that I started talking to replied and said, hey, I have an Oxford White coupe. I've been looking to sell it. And that exchange between those two was probably like 5 or 6 days old at the time. I didn't know if the guy still had the car or not, but I figured it's not going to hurt to message him. So I messaged him and said, hey, I'm looking for Terminator coupe, and just wanted to talk to you about yours. He said, yeah, I still have it. We started talking back and forth, and I was trying to basically get a deal done before I left for my trip to the Philippines in February. So I was looking in December, in January, and I was trying to get a deal done and closed before I left, and hopefully have a car delivered before then. So we started talking, and he did video of the car and seemed pretty open about it. It was really, really stock, except for MagnaFlow catback. It was bone stock, nothing done to it, which kind of plays into why I ended up buying this one as well, other than one major thing that I'm getting to right now. So we went back and forth. It was basically a done deal. I said, the only thing that I need from you is a bill of sale where you sign it and you can take a picture, email it to me, and I'll sign it, and it's a done deal. Because I was okay with buying it sight unseen. It seemed like a really good deal, really good condition, and I had no plans of going down there to look at it. 3 weeks went by. We're getting close to the end of January, and I'm leaving for my trip in the Philippines in February. And it wasn't that I had to have one before the trip. I just really wanted to get it done before then, because there was so much on my mind with the trip and everything else that I just kind of wanted the Cobra thing taken care of before going on the trip. So when I first messaged the guy with the Oxford White one, I also messaged the guy with this car, and I was basically testing the waters with both to see, you know, where I really wanted to go. And I asked him, the guy with this one that I bought it from, if he would come down on his price a little bit. And he said, no, he can. And it was kind of above what I really wanted to spend at the time. I'm really at a hard cap of what I really want to spend right now to get one. So we kind of left it at that. I said, thank you for your time. Maybe we'll talk later on if I, don't find one that I really want. And in the meantime, I was still talking with a guy with an Oxford white one. And 3 weeks had gone by, he had still not sent me a bill of sale for me to sign. And and I told him about the trip that I was going on, that I was leaving the country for 2 weeks, and I really wanted to get everything done before then and not have a pending sale of buying a car and needing it shipped and all that hanging above my head while I'm on my trip. And 3 weeks had gone by and he hadn't sent me a bill of sale. So at that point, I'm really thinking the guy's getting cold feet about selling the car. And because he didn't actually have it for sale, so I decided to start talking to the guy with this one more. And I explained that the other guy was kind of flaking out on me. He wasn't really responding too much, wouldn't send me the bill of sale. And I got talking with the owner of this car, and I made plans to go down to Virginia to check it out, because I decided that if I was going to buy one, I just wanted to go and see it. So between seriously talking to the guy with this car and going down to Virginia was about a week. And I ended up buying this car and having it shipped to me with about 4 to 5 days to spare before my trip to the Philippines. So I just barely got it all squeezed in. And the reason why I almost didn't buy it was just because of the price. I didn't overpay for the car. It was just, I didn't want to pay what he had it listed for. It was about $3,000-$4,000 more than what I really wanted to, put into one at the time. And I was willing to walk because of that. So I almost left this car behind for that reason. But the thing that really solidified me buying it is when I went down to actually look at it. The for sale ad for the car only listed that it had long tubes and a 276 pulley with a ported Eden. That's all the ad said for it. And as you saw from the last video that I did, it wasn't a ported Eden at all. It wasn't his fault, but I don't know if I probably would have talked about that in the previous video, so I'm not going to get into that too much, but hindsight's 20/20. So anyway, it wasn't just those things. It was, I saw everything else that was on this car, and I started adding up numbers in my head really quick for what I wasn't spending on this car if I bought it. So that's what really solidified it for me, other than the fact that it's Sonic Blue, and I just really, really love the color once I went down there and actually saw it. And I realized that if I were to mod the car as it is right now when I bought it, I would be spending way more than what I would have bought the Oxford white one for. So in all, I was actually saving more money by spending a little bit more by not having to throw mods on the car that I probably would have ended up doing anyway. A big thing like the FTBR bushing kit that's in here, that's an expensive mod. If you don't do it yourself, it's expensive to get that done. So there's that. The long tubes, I wouldn't have done long tubes on another Terminator, but the fact that it's already done was a huge selling point. So this car just had a lot of strong points going for it. Once I went down there, really saw everything that was done with the car, and that's what really, solidified the deal for me. I believe, looking back on all of this now, if I had decided to actually walk away and not buy this car, I probably would have regretted it. And I probably would have had a different Cobra, but I always would have thought, what if I had bought that Sonic Blue one that had all that stuff done to it, tasteful mods that I would have done as well. And, you never know. I could have ended up with one that I wasn't happy with. But let me know down in the comments, is there a Mustang or car that you guys have almost bought but you decided not to and walked away and maybe you regretted it later on, or one that you almost didn't buy but did anyway, and in the end you were really, really glad that you did, like I am with this car. I'm really glad I ended up with this one. I'm really going to enjoy my time that I have with this car, and this isn't one that I want to let go. I haven't spent a lot of time, like seat time, driving with the car yet, but I like it a whole lot. And there's still the dyno video. I know that hasn't been done yet at the time of recording this, so I'm still really anxious to see what this Whipple will put down, and I'll probably do some Torco on it too to see what little more can get squeezed out of it. So I appreciate everyone that watched it to the end. If you did make it this far, make sure to leave the video a like. And above all else, thanks for watching.